This is the farmhouse where I grew up, where my father grew up, where my grandfather grew up, where my great-grandfather grew up. The main house was built in 1860. We got electricity in 1943 with the Rural Electrification Act. And now what I am doing is I'm removing the majority of the 1960 updates and reverting the era back to somewhere between 1920 and 1950. I'm going to show you each room in the order that I did them years ago. While I am no more of a carpenter or a designer than any member of my family has ever been, I'm doing it to suit me and my tastes. In Chapter 11, Book 10 of the Farmhouse, you saw me assemble my bed, and I talked about underbed storage. This week, this chapter, I'm going to show you how I created two absolutely huge underbed storage drawers. So I looked at a lot of plans on the internet for underbed storage. Most of them, they were too small, not big enough for what I had in mind, and they weren't using the casters that I ended up using. They had regular casters that took a lot of space up because they were so tall. So I decided to go with these plans that you see here because what they use is appliance rollers. So here I've got a piece of 3/4 plywood, and I'm using 3/4 because I'm making these drawers so large. They're 5 foot long because the bed is 6.5 foot. With 5 foot long, I need the wood to make them strong so that they don't sag. And as you can see, I took some spare trim, 1x3, and glued and nailed it down to the bottom, just like the instructions that I downloaded show me how to do. Then from Amazon, I ordered these appliance dollies. The rollers are very tiny, and that gives me more room to put things in because I've only got 16 inches of height. And if I lose a couple inches because of using regular casters, it's going to take away from that bed that is already too tall because I had to have 18-inch platform bed. So you buy them on Amazon, and then you take out the center screw and separate them, and then you just lay them beside those 1x3 strips, and I drilled 3 holes and put 3 screws in to hold the rollers in position. And this next picture, you can see that I've got both sets of rollers separated and screwed to the bottom of the drawer. So then let's take a look right here. This is an end shot showing just how low profile those rollers are. You only are using about 1.5 inches. So the next thing to do was take it from the workshop, put it under the bed, and check it. And it rolls very nicely, and that is going to be the base of my first drawer, and there'll be another one just to its right. So I'll have twin 5-foot drawers. So I put the ends on using pocket screws, and then I took amber shellac and I sealed the wood so that I wouldn't get any wood smell or any pine pitch or whatever. So then I added the 2 long sides. They were pocket screwed to the base and to the sides and glued in place also. And then those sides were sealed with the amber shellac. I used amber because that's what I had. You could have used clear. So next step was to roll it under the bed. And you can see I've got a little bit of clearance so that I could overstuff it, and it slides in very nicely. Here is another view from the right bay that's open, that it slides almost all the way to the back. Then I built the second one, identical to the first one, and now you can see both 5-foot drawers fully slid under the bed. And with the covers down, this is roughly what you see, that it mostly covers it up, and you'd never know that I had underbed storage. So then on eBay, I found some original, never used oak vintage wooden poles. So drilled 2 holes, took a couple drywall screws and screwed it on, and there you can see both sides are installed, and it makes it very nice to pull out. But now, if you were paying attention, I've got a 6.5 foot bed and 5 foot underbed storage drawers. What am I going to do with the other 1.5 feet? Well, you cut out a 1.5 foot square of the 3/4 plywood that I had left over, and you get another set of the rollers, and you build a little rolling square piece. Then I took the air conditioner. It's an old air conditioner that I was given, and it works just fine. It may not be pretty, but it works. You set that on the little rolling square, and then you slide it under the bed, right under the pillows, right up against the wall. And then all you have to do is slide the 5 foot drawer in, and it comes right up against it. And that allows me to put the air conditioner away, and I don't have to carry that thing around. It's handy. I can get it out in a moment's notice, and I can put it away, and unless you are looking under the bed, you'd never know it's there. So that is how I designed and built 2 gigantic underbed storage drawers in the bedroom update.